Katie Myers and Buck Reising here at Nissan Stadium ahead of today's matchup between the Tennessee Titans and the New York Jets. Buck, the Titans have been inconsistent to say the least, defeating both the Cowboys and the Patriots, and then the last 2 weeks they lost to the Colts and the Texans. In your opinion, what proved to be so tough about the Texans?
Well, the pressure that was generated by the Houston Texans front was one thing, but the Tennessee Titans, they simply let Deshaun Watson extend too many plays. Their coverage downfield was poor, and it's something that hasn't been, like everything else with this Tennessee Titans team, the inconsistency is defeating them on a week-by-week basis. The Texans are a good team, but they're not as good as to let Marcus Mariota essentially have a perfect game and then let the Titans lose by 17. They're not that good. They're not world beaters, even though they've won 8 in a row. This is a fundamental problem with this Tennessee Titans team heading into Week 13 against the Jets, and it's something that they cannot allow to happen with their season on the line today.
Well, let's talk about the Titans offense. Marcus Mariota had a great game last week, but he was still sacked 6 times. What is it about this offensive line that's struggling?
I mean, they're simply not athletic enough. When you look at them on film, Taylor Lewan is your $80 million left tackle, the highest paid offensive lineman in the history of football. His film hasn't been that great, but he's still not the biggest problem. Ben Jones, Josh Klein, and a not fully healthy Jack Conklin coming back from that ACL injury has really been a detriment to this team. They gave up 6 sacks against the Houston Texans, and I know they featured J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney, Whitney Mercilus, and that whole group, but it simply cannot be allowed to happen when your offense is consistently hamstrung in a way that you're setting up for 3rd and 17 or 3rd and long on every single drive that you have, and it hamstrings you in such a fundamentally ridiculous way.
Well, it should be a good matchup today. Buck will have the full recap tomorrow on Tackling Music City on ESPN 102.5 The Game. From Nissan Stadium, for Buck Reising, I'm Katie Myers.